Welcome back to my 2 Cent Podcast with your boy Styles G. White, and I'm in the building. We got 2 topics we're going to talk about today. One of us with the Deion Sanders bullshit, with the single parent bullshit. And then we got another one that he thinks is top tier, which I kind of agree with. First, I want to direct you to my website, my2centpodcast.com. Go copy your shirt. It's dope. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So for quarterbacks, right? That's what he wants. It's for quarterbacks he wants, and I quote, a mother, father, dual parent. We want the kid to be a 3.5 and up because he has to be smart, not bad decisions off the field at all, because he has to be a leader of men. End quote. Now, for the defensive lineman he wants, and I quote, a single mama trying to get it. He's on his free lunch, Sanders continued. I'm talking about just trying to make it. He's trying to rescue mama. Like mama barely made the flight, and I want him to just go and get it. Unquote. Yo, here's my thing, right? What bothers me about the comment is, and you can look at if you research more, you see all of what he said. I'm not gonna get into all of what he said, and it was somewhat lighthearted. I love Deion Sanders. I think he's an amazing NFL player. I think he's an amazing athlete. He plays baseball and everything. So I can't really. No, yes I can. So big game. This man said that for offensive quarterbacks, a leader of men, dual parent homes, mother and father, right? Bullshit. Like mother and father, bullshit. Like these days you can have mother and father, father and father. Is that, is that, does he count that out? Mother and mother, does he count that out? I don't know. What pissed me off about the situation is his son is a quarterback. And Deion Sanders has been divorced twice. And his son's a quarterback. And apparently his son is the one-off, right? Because he came from a single-parent home. So apparently his son is a diamond in the rough. But everybody else, every other quarterback has to be 3.5 higher or from a dual-parent home, that be a mother and father. That's what he said. It's his quote. I have an issue with that because what the fuck is that? So, and then he described defensive linemen has single mamas. What about single fathers? Do they count or no? Do they count as single parents? Are they single? So I guess single fathers. Look, I'm not trying to cause an uproar, but that's just ridiculous. Like, there's no way this man goes on here and talks about single moms and leave out single dads. A, B, talk about the offensive lineman. Oh, the offensive lineman have to be from a dual parent home as well. So y'all can figure this out. So I read somewhere. Where did I read this at? I forgot where I read it at. The one dude was like, okay, let's say Tom Brady's son, Tom Brady and Giselle, got a divorce, so they're in a single parent home. But Tom Brady's son is the second coming of quarterbacks. Do you not recruit Tom Brady's son because he come from a divorced home or a single parent home? Sounds absurd. Sounds ridiculous. And for Deion Sanders to say that, and I fucked with Deion when he was at Jackson State, when he coached, he went to Colorado. I'm all with him. This is ridiculous, dude. On so many levels, this is ridiculous. Look, I know my podcast called Podcast Really Short, but some of y'all motherfuckers got short attention span, so I try to get right to the point. But to go back to to what I was talking about, so I just want to give my 2 cents on the whole. They go on and on, but at the end of the day, with the QB thing, that was socially irresponsible for Deion to say anything like that. And as far as I'm concerned, I hope he goes back on and apologizes, because who needs that? Like who? So and just to piggyback, so defensive players come from single moms, right? Because they're trying to get it free lunch or whatever. So the disadvantage is like held in high regards as far as defensive guys go, but not smart enough to handle offensive guys. I'm throwing shit at y'all because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I'm pissed. Like the whole idea that he would say something like this. And again, Google it. Go. Or it was on. He said it on Rich Eisen's show. Put in Rich Eisen, Deion Sanders, dual parent to parent, and you'll see exactly what he said. And I mean, again, he tried to make light of it, but you don't. It's disrespectful to feel like, as a defensive player, because I play defensive end, that I'm not smart enough to play offense. Like, make me understand that. That's hard for me to understand that you're not, by no means, like giving any credit. Again, single moms only good enough to raise defensive players. Not to mention, you don't even mention single dads, because there's the thing. There's such thing as single dads. And just because they single parents doesn't mean that, I don't know, maybe the father or mother passed away. That's why. I mean, what kind of logic is he spitting to people? Like he's communicating to people right now. If it was my child, I wouldn't want to go to Colorado, the University of Colorado, because if I had a single parent, double parent, triple parent, it makes no sense to me, right? So I just don't. To piggyback that is like, from a defensive side, it's so disrespectful. And he's a defensive player. But I guess he's one of the diamond in the rough. So, but to his credit, right? His father left at 2. He had his mom, and his mom remarried, and I understand he gives credit to his stepfather for being a leader and that was influential in his life, right? So I believe that's what he did. But I mean, I guess that's okay because she remarried. I don't know. First off, I'm not by no means disrespecting his mom. It ain't that type of party. I just want you to know that. I was just talking about from his standpoint of what. Okay, so he had his father that left, whatever, and then she remarried. Does that constitute as a dual parent if it's a step parent, not the biological parent? I got so many questions. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me. All right, so on to the next. Deion Sanders said there should be a top tier of Hall of Famers, like a different tier. And at first I was like, I mean, we always knew Deion was full of himself, but come on, top tier. Then I was like, he has a point. And I give you an example. You got record breakers and you got game changers. Who would be a record breaker to me? As a running back, record breaker be Emmitt Smith. Yeah, I think that's just a tier. That's not the top tier. Barry Sanders, game changer. Jim Brown, game changer. Eric Dickerson, game changer. Marshall Faulk, game changer. Like, I feel like these guys are game changers. Jerry Rice, game changer. Right now, I even think, what's his name from Atlanta? Can't think his name. God damn it. Can't think his name. Hopkins. I feel like he's a game changer. Wide receiver wise, Randy Moss, game changer. Terrell Owens, I would consider him a record breaker. Like dynamically, like these guys who come in and change the game. The guys who come in when you have to change defenses and it's around my era, so we could go way back. Like Lawrence Taylor, game changer. Deion Sanders, game changer. Zach Thomas, record breaker. Like I don't, he could be a Hall of Famer, but not. I mean, Ray Lewis, game changer. Ray Lewis went from 3-4 to 4-3 and all pro. Like he wouldn't play any defense. He's the man. So, like, I get where he's coming from when you talk about a top tier Hall of Famer. Because some of these Hall of Famers I question. And I'm no Hall of Famer. I'm not even close. I get it, but I'm looking at it as far as a game breaker or a game changer or a record breaker. And if you're talking Hall of Fame, I want a game changer. I don't want a record breaker. I think it should be harder. When you change it, there's a lot of great players out there, but when you change the game, change the defense, change the scheme so they can operate, like people changing things to stop you or whatever like this, or to help you. Like if you're such a great talent and they're like, yo, we need to put this wide receiver on the side by himself and everybody else on the other side so he can work a one-on-one, or we gotta put 2 dudes on him each and every defense. I mean, each and every time we play defense because you can't guard him 1-on-1. It's crazy. Ronnie Lott, game changer. Steve Atwater, I believe game changer. Because he came down smack dude. There wasn't safeties hitting like he was hitting. But anyways, that's my 2 cents, and it's crazy because I always wanted to end with like, I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. That's how we on it. I mean, I got it from Jay, but I think I'm gonna end with, that's my 2 cents, and remember, I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. That's how I'm on it.